them bring their work to audiences. So I encourage you to visit us online, come see our public programs, and really be part of our community. Earlier in the week, we announced the Sundance Institute Mahindra Global Filmmaking Award, which is given to an emerging filmmaker from the world cinema stage on the basis of their next screenplay. The winners are, from India, Shonali Bose with Margarita with a Straw. From South Africa, Etienne Kalos for Free State. From Australia, Ariel Kleiman with Partisan. And from Chile, Domingo Sotomayor for Late to Die Young. We also announced the Sundance Institute NHK Award, which went to Jens Assur from Sweden for Close Far Away. On behalf of all of us at Sundance Institute, congratulations to each of them and to all the filmmakers here. We really are so proud to be able to provide this platform for you to share your stories with the world. So thanks to all of you. Let's get on with the show. I'm going to bring back John Cooper. Thank you.
Very nice. I have some mighty fine housekeeping here as well. I'd like to take this opportunity to thank the staff of the 2012 Sundance Film Festival, some of the hardest working people I know. And if I could just single out Sarah Pierce, who runs the whole admin of this thing. And of course, Trevor Groff and all the programmers. I'd like to also extend our deepest thanks to a group without whom we would never do this, the dedicated and tireless volunteers of Sundance 2012. All 1,850 of them. And I do need to single out a select group of those volunteers that have given over 100 hours of their time to make this festival a success, and a special thanks to our 100 Club. On a serious note, the Sundance community, the independent film community, took a hit this festival, and that was the loss of Bingham Ray. Many of you know him. I have something I'm going to read. This is from his poker partners, Ben Barinholtz, Eamon Bowles, Tom Prassis, and Arnie Sawyer. We are here to mourn and honor an icon of the film industry. And as we begin, we can hear his voice whispering in our ears, "Don't fuck it up, kitty cats," followed by a huge roar of his sarcastic laughter. This was Bingham Ray to a T. It sounds strange to talk about Bingham in the past tense, even stranger to admit to ourselves that our dear friend is no longer with us. We who knew him through the good and the bad years mourn the loss of a true friend, a bad poker player, a fierce competitor, and raconteur of the highest order. Starting out as a projectionist at the Bleecker Street Cinema in New York City, he rose to become one of the handful of giants in our cozy corner of the film world, intimately involved with some of the figures whose images he used to project. He was loved by actors and directors in the way that few people on this side of the fence are, but as with everything else, he had no problem challenging them when he thought they were wrong. And that's when they usually loved and respected him more for it. He was incapable of not speaking his mind, almost to a Tourette's level. As you can imagine, this led to many legendary beefs with many people. This is also reflected in the astounding number of companies at which he worked over his career, a career that almost perfectly paralleled the rise of independent film in America. But anyone who truly loved him could not really dislike Bingham. His knowledge was encyclopedic, fueled purely by enthusiasm, not some nerdy desire to impress, and he could talk about directors or quote dialogue for hours. If you were fortunate to be his friend or within spitting distance, he could suck up the oxygen around you and beguile you with his tales in the trenches. When Bingham was in a room, it was like somebody had turned up the volume on the stereo. Tales of triumphs and tales of struggle with incredible, sometimes excruciating details, bringing you into his world. All the highs and lows he experienced, even as Bingham was telling the lamest story or singing one of his many silly ditties, he would make up stuff we'd heard so many times before. We'd break up seeing him rippling into laughter, tears in his eyes, paralyzed by his own punchline. His mischievous smile will forever be seared in our memory, and some days when we are together again after all the cards are dealt, Bingham will reveal to us the punchline of this joke he started telling so many years ago. Our deepest thoughts go out to his incredible wife, Nancy, truly his rock through all the highs and lows, and their 3 wonderful children, Becca, Annabelle, and Nick. The world lost one of its... The world lost some of its luster this week when Bingham passed away. His laughter still echoes, and we are laughing with him. A stupid thing like death cannot take that away from us. The end.